Talking with David Peterson, creator. Look, you can see right here, creator, writer, artist, Mouse Guard. David, how you doing, my friend?
Good. How about you?
Not bad. Tell us a little bit about Mouse Guard. I, for one, I love the book. I think it's awesome.
Well, thank you.
But tell the folks, the uneducated few.
Yeah.
Give a little snapshot of what the book's about.
Sure. So Mouse Guard is a medieval fantasy comic about mice kind of struggling to survive in a world where all the predators of the world and the weather are just overwhelming for them. And it's about them kind of not just surviving, but trying to thrive, trying to build a real culture.
Right, right.
And so far, three volumes have come out. Fall was the first, winter was the second, and then to kind of throw a curveball at you, a bunch of my friends who are comic professionals had talked about maybe doing a story for Mouse Guard. We were trying to figure out how to do that, so we did kind of like a Canterbury's Tales thing called Legends of the Guard.
Look at that.
Where I still do artwork and pages and writing in it, but I've got about 15 other contributors adding kind of their spin on the mythology of the world of Mouse Guard.
Nice.
So yeah.
Very nice. So what was kind of the genesis in your head about mice in fantasy?
I had always loved animal stories, Aesop's Fables,
right.
Wind in the Willows, all that kind of stuff. And then I was a big role-playing geek. I played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons.
There you go.
And others, so Ninja Turtles and all kinds of crazy role-playing games. I spent a lot of time pretending to be somebody else in other friends' attics and basements.
Right, right.
And
we've all been there.
So yeah, just the whole like idea of kind of the medieval adventure and Dungeons and Dragons and combining that with animal stories. And mice just fit as the ultimate underdog.
There you go.
You know, if you've got, if it was in fantasy terms, you know, you're not going to write a fantasy story about a dragon because, unless it's just about his emotional state of, you know, nobody likes me. But you're not worried that the dragon is going to survive the story. He's the dragon.
Right, exactly.
So I needed to come up with the small thing of the animal realm that would, that you'd always be worried. Are they going to make it through this okay?
Exactly. Because see, I was always, as a kid, I was a big fan of Secrets of Nim.
Sure.
I mean, I loved that story. And this very much, as soon as I saw this, very much, obviously not exactly the same, completely different really in feel, but still mice and their struggle to survive.
Yeah, it's all, I mean, I think when you look at a lot of the animal fantasy stories out there, and things like Redwall that Mouse Guard is compared to a lot as well, I think it's just, it's that idea that these are characters that are perfect, perfect setups to make you care about the creatures and worry about their survival. And that certainly wasn't an original idea on my part. You know, it's been around, and making animals as ciphers for humans have been along since, you know, before written history.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, I love the style of the art. It's it harkens back to like a kid's book, but not exactly. You know, it's got that kind of edge to it, you know, that grittiness.
Yeah. Well, I had thought that out of college I was probably going to be a children's book illustrator.
Okay.
I wanted to do comics, but I was looking at comics and what was out there, and I didn't see anybody who drew like me.
Okay. Right.
And I thought that was probably like the nail in the coffin, that they weren't going to let me in the gates. You know, it was going to be like a club, and I was going to be behind the velvet rope, just kind of looking whenever they opened the door.
Hey guys.
I don't draw like Jim Lee, so I'll just be out here. And yeah, so I always thought I was just going to be a children's book illustrator, and I just decided to try Mouse Guard out on my own. I actually did the first issue as a self-published issue to sell at a local convention, and then it just you know, built up, and I found Archaea as a publisher, and eventually that led to me doing a children's book, a non-Mouse Guard related children's book.
Nice.
And now, having worked in both the publishing worlds, I actually prefer comic book storytelling to children's book works.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it was good. I got beyond that velvet rope.
There you go.
I'm in the club.
Nice, nice. And real quick, you got anything planned non-Mouse Guard in the future, or you looking ahead, or just more Mouse Guard stuff?
Pretty much more Mouse Guard. I've got that children's book that'll be out sometime next year.
Okay. What's that called, by the way?
It's called Snowy Valentine.
Nice.
And then, yeah, more Mouse Guard. I'm trying to get out. The next series is called Black Axe. It's a pretty cool book. I'm in the middle of working on that, and then we're scheduling another Legends of the Guard with a whole new slew of creative talent. So,
very sweet.
Yeah, more Mouse Guard for the foreseeable future.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, thanks for taking some time. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.